up, y'all? So, just a quick stream today, but we have some news on the Dillian Whyte situation. So, we'll have a quick look at this. This is the official WBC website, and here is the statement they've given on his situation. So, have a listen. I've also left the article in the description and the WBC statement, but we'll get to the article after this. Check it out.
An A sample UKAD collected from Mr. Dillian Whyte in relation with his bout against Oscar Rivas yielded an adverse finding. In light of that adverse finding, and pending the outcome of the WBC's own investigation and adjudicatory process, the WBC is provisionally suspending the WBC's recognition of Dillian Whyte as WBC Interim World Heavyweight Champion and mandatory challenger of the division. The WBC has notified Mr. Whyte and his team of the WBC's suspension, and that it will afford Mr. Whyte the opportunity to present its position to the WBC at an investigative hearing which will take place at a place and time to be announced in the near future. Throughout its investigation and hearing, the WBC will afford Mr. Whyte and his team the opportunity to present any available information and materials, and any exculpatory evidence they might deem appropriate.
So there you go. Provisional suspension pending the outcome of a WBC investigation. So to me, the WBC had been left out of the loop, but they seem to have got some kind of official information from UKAD that there was an adverse finding in the A sample, so something official has been handed over, but not all of the evidence. So all of the evidence must be presented for Dillian Whyte to possibly get back his interim title and his mandatory position. So he can't fight a WBC sanctioned fight at all at the moment. But there's also this article here from Boxing Scene. We'll have a quick listen to what it's about. I haven't actually read this one yet. The WBC statement was more important to me, so check it out.
WBC suspends Dillian Whyte's position as interim champ, mandatory, by World Boxing Council. An A sample UKAD collected from Mr. Dillian Whyte in relation with his bout against Oscar Rivas yielded an adverse finding. In light of that adverse finding, and pending the outcome of the WBC's own investigation and adjudicatory process, the WBC is provisionally suspending the WBC's recognition of Dillian Whyte as WBC Interim World Heavyweight Champion and mandatory challenger of the division. The WBC has notified Mr. Whyte and his team of the WBC's suspension, and that it will afford Mr. Whyte the opportunity to present its position to the WBC at an investigative hearing which will take place at a place and time to be announced in the near future. Throughout its investigation and hearing, the WBC will afford Mr. Whyte and his team the opportunity to present any available information and materials, and any exculpatory evidence they might deem appropriate. Tags: Whyte vs. Rivas, Oscar Rivas, Dillian Whyte. User comments and feedback. Register for free to comment. Comment by War Ruiz on July 30th, 2019.
So pretty much the same story there from Boxing Scene at present. So we're going to see what's going to come out. Now, the situation pretty much has come about because the way things are done in the UK is way different to the way things are done in the US. For me, I don't think a fighter who has an adverse test finding in their A sample should be allowed to fight until the case is resolved. Simple as that. If you're stupid enough to get something into your system, whether it's intentional or not, then the consequences are, until the issue is resolved, you shouldn't be allowed to fight. So I don't think Whyte should have been allowed to fight Rivas until it was sorted out. But in the UK, a fighter isn't considered guilty or can't have their license taken away until the full adjudication process has been completed, regardless whether they've got a fight scheduled or not. So it is what it is. Now, we're going to find out in due course what's going on here. There's obviously something going on for Dillian Whyte to be in this situation, full stop, isn't there? So we'll see what happens in time. We'll see what the WBC's investigation brings up. Whyte's team are going to have to provide all the information that both UKAD and the BBBOC have. The big question for me is, why did UKAD clear Dillian Whyte to fight if he has an adverse sample? I mean, he had some shit in his system. He had the leftovers of a steroid in his system. 2 metabolites from the same drug. What's the excuse? This is all the information that we don't have yet, so we'll see what happens in due course. I'm looking forward to seeing what the excuse is, whether the B sample has something in it. Apparently Dillian Whyte's going to have a hair sample tested as well through UKAD. That's why he had to keep his hair during the Rivas fight. So we'll see what happens, but let us know your opinion of the situation. Has the WBC done the right thing? I think so, but I'd like to hear your opinion. Did you think UKAD and the British Border Boxing Control did the right thing in the first place? I see a lot of people are trying to roast Eddie Hearn for not letting anybody know, but the dude was doing his job. His job isn't to leak private information that he could get sued for if he did so. So don't bother trying to roast Eddie Hearn over here. I don't think he's the one in the wrong in this particular instance. So let us know. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up if you have enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you in the next one. Big Boys Boxing, we out. See you.